Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. I'm your host, Jeff Crilley, and I'm thrilled to have in studio Randy Mayeux. He is the co-founder of the First Friday book Synopsis. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm glad to be here. Good to see you.
We've known each other for more than a decade, but I couldn't believe when I looked at your website how many years you've been doing this now.
April 1998 was our first session, and we have met every single month with one ice storm exception for 21 and a half years, nearly 22 years.
That's amazing because, Dallas tends to be one of these fickle towns where restaurants can open and be crowded for a couple of months and then they shut down.
That's right.
Just to have that longevity, what do you attribute it to?
Well, I think that there are people who wish they knew what was in the best books. They don't have time to read them. If they do read them, they don't remember what they've read. And so we pick 24 good books a year. We give them the key content and the transferable principles, and they can almost talk about the book intelligently as though they've read it. And so that's the value, is that in this world where we don't have time to consume the information we wish we could consume, we give the content of 2 books a month. And that's a valuable asset for people.
I love it. We're going to show your website off. So have you done the math? How many authors or books have you featured in the last 2 decades?
I think we've presented around 500 and something books, give or take. It's 2 books a month for 20 years. So what is that? 480, and then I've done some for companies and clients, and so over 500 books. And the authors, that's endless. There are a handful that we repeat. Malcolm Gladwell writes something new, we're going to do that book. A few others like that, 2 professors at MIT who wrote The Second Machine Age. But generally, most of the books are authors that we have never presented before. And so that's the quick look at those.
And you meet at the Park Cities Club.
Right.
Nice venue. Breakfast available?
Great breakfast. Yep. Yeah. Beautiful view when the weather is right. Great buffet breakfast, and then very fast-paced programming.
We're going to roll a little video. This is you a few years ago speaking to the crowd, and
okay.
I'm impressed at the consistency because what's your typical turnout?
We have anywhere from 80 to 110 these days every month. First time we ever met, we had 26. So
no kidding.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Do you have a favorite author or book over the years?
People ask me what's the best book I've ever read or presented, and the problem is that I need a category. Best book on leadership, I've got too many choices. Best book on time management, David Allen, Getting Things Done. Best book on business culture, maybe the one I'm presenting this Friday by Ben Horowitz, called What You Do Is Who You Are. So different categories, different books. We've done no books, I've done 1 book that I wish I had not done. Many of them are good doubles and triples and occasional home run.
And you have bonus sessions after the session.
Yeah, local people will do a 1-hour bonus session. They sponsor the month, and then they can present whatever they want to. And we've got one this coming Friday and one in January, one a couple of 2 months back. So people can sponsor and then provide a bonus session.
So I want your input on this because I worried about readers for a long time until Harry Potter came along.
Okay.
And when Harry Potter came along, and some of those books are 500 pages long,
they are.
I think they introduced an entire generation of readers to the world that could escape into a book that was 500 pages.
When you study how many books people read, one of my theories is that by the age of 30, if you're not a book reader, there's a good chance you may never become a book reader. And yet business people need to know what's in the books. Book lovers consume Harry Potter, they consume books like that. I am a big fan of the assassin from Israel, Gabriel Allon, in the Daniel Silva books, and I've read all of his books. He's on number 23 or 24. So readers find novels and thrillers and mysteries But nonfiction readers, you don't read those for fun. And so I do business books and I help people know what's in them, but I also read other nonfiction books. I began with comic books, went to the Hardy Boys. I've been a lifelong reader.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you a Barbara Walters kind of question. She was always mocked for saying, if you could be a tree, what kind of tree would you be? If you knew you were going to be stranded on a desert island and a deserted island, and all you could bring with you was 3 books.
Ooh. Okay, that's a good question. I would want my favorite old Nero Wolfe mystery, The Doorbell Rang by Rex Stout. There was a time when Nero Wolfe Mysteries had more books in print than any other author in America. I would bring, ooh, goodness. Okay, I would bring a Daniel Silva book, and then I would need something that is reference, because those are fun. I would reread them over and over. It's kind of like watching your favorite TV show over and over. I've got them memorized. And then I would need a good, thorough atlas-type reference book, and I've got 3 or 4 to choose from.
Good call. Good call. So, that's awesome. Okay, so if people want to get plugged in, they go to the website. Give everybody the website.
It's 15minutebusinessbooks.com, 15minutebusinessbooks.com. There are places to sign up for email lists. It always has the 2 books that I'll be presenting the next month on the first Friday. By the way, in January and July next year, it's the second Friday. When it's too close to the holiday, we go to the second Friday. But every other month, it's the first Friday of the month. And on the website, I write a blog regularly, a blog post on the lessons and takeaways and thoughts from best-selling business books. So all of that's on the website.
And they can get plugged in for this Friday.
They can get plugged in for this Friday, a Register Now button right there on the homepage.
Outstanding. Randy, thank you for coming on the show.
Jeff, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Outstanding. That's been a great episode. We'll see you next time.